Welcome to Rebelling, a podcast for neurodivergent adults who know life's not all about being normal. It's about being human. On this podcast, we'll explore what it would be like to live in more neurodivergent affirming ways, how to recognize ourselves more and more in the world around us, and feel like we make sense. This is our place to talk, research, imagine, and create a world that includes us. Make sure you subscribe so you can be part of it all. I'm your host, Amy Not Parrish. Let's stop playing it cool. It's time to start rebelling. Hey y'all, welcome back to Rebelling. In another episode of the Social Security series, I sit down again with certified ADHD coach Keltie MacLaren. Keltie emailed me after the first episode and told me how excited she was by the topic, that this is something she tries to tell her husband all the time. We're safe because of the people who love us, not because of our bank accounts. So, of course, I invited her to come back on and talk about it. Keltie and I explore the illusion and delusion of independence. We wonder, what does it really mean to be self-sufficient in a world where every choice, every comfort, and every achievement depends on countless unseen connections? From the Buddhist idea of interbeing to the social pressures that keep us exhausted and isolated, we dig into how our cultural obsession with independence shapes our work, our money, and even our sense of self. We ask some big questions like, why do we valorize doing everything alone? How does that reinforce systems of power and privilege? And what might life look like if we embraced interdependence instead? Honestly, openly, and without shame, we talk about connection, vulnerability, and the truths that often get left out. Here's my conversation with Keltie. So tell me about, you said I've been kicking around the idea of the illusion of independence. And I want to hear more about what's been kicking around.
Yeah. So I think part of it is coming from this Buddhist concept that I really like called interbeing, which kind of means that everything exists because everything else exists. And nothing can exist without everything else that exists. And so I can't exist without you, Amy, and you can't exist without me, but there's also obviously an environmental way to understand that too. When we think about all the everything on the planet, we need all of that to exist. So there's sort of a deep interdependence and interconnection. Is that concept kind of making sense?
Yeah. I've heard of interbeing before, and it totally makes sense.
It makes so much sense, but it's quite in contrast to the way that we're socialized. And I think the other thing that I'm thinking about around this myth of independence is around disability and neurodivergence. Because basically it's held up as a positive value in our culture to be independent. That's kind of the pinnacle, is to be I did this all myself. I didn't need anyone else. Kind of like star athletes or performers, or even those survival guys that go into the woods and get dropped by a helicopter and they're like, I can do everything by myself. It's really this value. But I think that type of independence is always a temporary illusion that only the most privileged people can even have, the delusion that they're independent at all, right? So we're all born hyper dependent. A baby couldn't survive an hour without without someone that they can depend on, right? And then if we're lucky enough to grow old, again, we grow back into like dependence, physical dependence, right? But I think along the way, that kind of in between when we're in our 20s through 60s, 70s, when we think we're the most independent, there's still illusion there, because everything we know to do for ourselves, we learned from someone else. Everything, like we have, whatever foundations our parents set for us in terms of finance or education or whatever the case is, like someone else did that for us to, like, as we arrive into adulthood. And I think that's this thing where we valorize, like this, and it's always like a guy that's like epitomizes interdependence. It's always like this dude, and we look at that and we're like, wow, like so independent, that's so awesome. And I guess we do kind of have that with women as well. It's just kind of like, we can have it all, we can keep it all together, we can spin all the plates and do it all ourselves. But it's always false, because you're always relying on other people, whether you recognize it or not. And even, I guess, going back to the Buddhist concept that I was talking about interbeing, sometimes I like to do these like thought experiments to get really deep with it. I'll be walking down the street and be like, I didn't pave this road. I didn't pave this sidewalk. I didn't design this city. I don't have any of those like skills to do that. This is like the ground that I'm walking on is built by other people. The house that I live in is built by other people. The food that I'm eating is grown by other people, is like, harvested by other people, brought to the store by other people. Like, and that's just even thinking of other people. And then even if I'm thinking of my breathing, it's like the oxygen that I'm breathing in was breathed out by trees and other like plant type organisms. It's just, there's nothing that I do or interact with every day that's like solely mine. And that doesn't mean that I'm not an individual person. It's just that there's this really, if you look for it, the web is a lot thicker and more connected than I think we're cultured to think. So there's my long rant.
Well, I agree with you. And it's interesting because I do that too, where, like I'll pick up a bunch of kale and be like, oh, here this is in my refrigerator, and then take off the rubber. This was put on here. This was gathered. It was put together. It was taken from the earth to a place, to another, even if I get it at the farmer's market, it was brought here by someone who was not me, that I may not ever interact with. But I mean, this could be getting a little esoteric, but our essences are in contact with one another through the contact of this kale, or this vessel or common object that we have both touched, that we may not see each other, but our body prints do.
Yeah, our life, like my life going well, relies so much on other people just like caring and doing a good job of what they do.
Yes.
In so many fields, right? Medical, construction, agriculture, like education, all these things kind of, even if I've never met those people directly, they support my life. And if you want to go like beyond the human, you wouldn't have that kale without the earth, the soil, the sun, like that. Those essences are also like the rain,
all of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, everything.
Maybe some earthworms to like help the roots,
right.
their essence.
birds,
Support of
all
sure.
of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The way that we're talking about this reminds me of something that I talked with Jen in the episode before this. We were talking about the effect that we have on each other. And I think that ties in really well with the idea of interdependence versus independence and allowing. We were talking about allowing people to have an effect on you or to be affected by other people or to also let yourself affect other people. But it's interesting to also think about naming that effect, but being conscious of it.
Right. Yeah. That's I think that's real though. I think it kind of like our presence, our way of showing up. Like if we don't know the person who picked our kale, but we still have some essence of them that makes it to us, then we can't know where our influence stops either, right? Um, so just kind of important to take care.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like both and. You have to recognize and then be willing to let go of control of that.
That's right. Yes, yeah. Yeah, yeah, you can't like pull those strings in the web. It's too complicated, but
Mm-hmm.
just kind of have to appreciate they're there.
Do you think that that's something that independence tries to do is like pull those, get
Ooh, that's
specific?
interesting. I think it like I don't know if it pulls them, like I'm kind of getting more it tries to cut them or push them away. You can't actually cut those threads, but maybe it's an individual kind of like pulling out of the like trying to pull itself out of that web, or themselves out of that web. Like stretching on all the strings, kind of stretch away from that dependence. And that's like a painful and unnecessary struggle, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You, instead of like relaxing into the web and trusting
That you're
that,
held.
yeah, that you're held, that being part of does not eliminate your individuality.
Hmm.
They can both be true at the same time.
And I think to say that like your individuality like enriches the whole. Like important
Yes. It's
in
something I say to people, like clients, to people, to anybody really. It's like one life. This is the only expression of you there will ever be, ever, ever,
hmm
never again. This combination shows up.
hmm
But I never really broadened it out to the like us just sitting here right now. This is also unique. This is
hmm
also, and so not only are we unique expressions, but everything is also in unique combination.
like unique all these unique relationships. Yeah.
And why do we try to make it so single minded?
It's a good question. Um I think it's from wanting the illusion of control.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Hmm. If you're not in this web, then you're just kind of like free to move wherever. Like you're kind of seeing the web more as like like a trap. And maybe web is not a good word because I do think of a spider's web like trapping, but like it's some like maybe like a net is like a better word because a net could like trap or a net could hold
Mm-hmm.
and support. You could think of yourself relaxing in this hammock,
Yeah.
that's built by this web, or you could think of it as being trapped. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'll have to think about, because what I think of is like uh mushrooms,
Mm,
is it
yes.
mycelium?
Yeah.
Sort of like all of the just roots
Hmm.
tangling all together.
That's right. Yeah. I think that's a good metaphor. Yeah. Yeah. So there are these super long networks made of all these like separate like individual organisms, and the trees become part of the network, and like all the plants and the mycelium and everything.
And it can trap you and support you. It can do both.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be, oh, it's all support. No, I mean, sometimes it's not.
I think that's right because I think like we're talking about how kind of like people's like positive intentions and energies like travel through this web, but people's like we want people wanting to cause harm also travels through that web. Both of those types of energies. And I'm personally one who thinks there's like more good. Because like how could we all still be here if there wasn't more good? But there is like there are like you can't be fully separate from someone else's harmful actions if you're going to be in the web, right? Like you can't be separate from other people's suffering if you're going to be in this web.
And you can't know that you might be doing something with the best of intention, but it still can be harmful.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, that I think that probably happens a lot. Like um a lot of people causing harm think they're doing something good. Think they have a reason, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it relates to me. It relates to, again, you try to boil everything down to a single, like, homogenized mind that only thinks of things in this one independent way.
Mm.
And so it's almost inconceivable that there would be other ways to think about it because this is the one good way.
I'm kind of getting like that. Are you talking about like an individual, or is it like the homogenizing force of culture that's trying to keep everybody into that one mind, like homogenized mind?
Making independence, it's the paradox of independence being so alone, but also everyone has to be this way.
Right.
It's kind of,
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
mhm.
The same people that um sort of put the independence up on a pedestal are like, and everyone else needs to do it my way
Yes,
independently.
right. Do what
Yeah,
I've done by
yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
Isn't that,
It's pretty wild.
I'm thinking back to your question, which is like which is it? And I don't know if any of these questions have this or that. I don't know that many things actually have a this or
Yeah.
that, but it is really weird that independence is also very uniform.
Hmm. Yeah. So one of the lenses I was thinking about this through is like, um, 'cause I'm an ADHD coach and I encounter a lot of resistance to asking for help. Um, and I think that that is a type of masking. It's like trying to fit in with neurotypical norms that say you should be able to do this independently, but also in a very specific way that works for a neurotypical brain, but not your brain. So I think there's something like it's interesting that you're making the connection between independence, but also like normativity almost like, or some idea that like there's one norm that we should all aspire to. Um, because I think that both of those like show up like certainly in my life and in my clients of like, yeah, just making things like making us like fight our like kind of being involved in this painful struggle where it's like not only can I not ask for help, but I have to do it the way this other independent person is doing it that doesn't work for me. And I can't even, it's impossible and I can't ask for help. It's not right for me and I can't ask for help with it. And I feel like with coaching, where I want people to go is do what's right for you and ask for help and help other people because you can do that too when you're in your right space, right way of operating. There are things you can offer as opposed to kind of pulling away from others, trying to copy what they do and being burnt out and having nothing left to offer. Be you, do your way, and you will be able to be there more for others by doing that than by like pretending not to need anybody and that you can do things like a neurotypical way.
It exposes all of the places where this way of being in the world, this independent way, it just exposes all of the ways that it doesn't work.
Yeah. I think I was calling it an illusion, but I think it might be a delusion.
Yes. Yes. If you make if you make a standard that isn't collectively meetable,
Mhm.
but then you hold it up as like, this is what it means to be a good human,
Mhm.
it is delusional,
Yeah.
period.
It's like no one can do it. Certainly no one can do it by themselves. And the way to succeed is to pretend you did it yourself and not acknowledge everything that supported you in
You have
doing it.
to hold up the lie.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
You
Mhm.
have to agree that that delusion, that independence is a viable way to be in the world. You have to hold up the lie that it isn't.
Mhm.
You have to deny the truth so the system can keep functioning.
That's right. Yeah.
Because what happens if you tell the truth?
Well, you lose your status if you're someone who's built all your status and power around that illusion of independence, then you would lose that. Like, I don't feel uncomfortable saying like this is a delusion. Like, no one can live like this because I kind of haven't built myself into that image. But I think if that's who you have identified yourself as, then um, if you say like actually this doesn't work for me or anyone else, then it's like that's you stepping away from whatever power, privilege, status you've got from fitting into that mold.
That's right. That's right. And that's really, is that kind of what it's about? Is independence is actually a concentration of wealth and power. And if you subscribe to the delusion that
Mhm.
being independent and doing everything yourself is actually possible,
Mhm.
then you're upholding, you can uphold that system
Yeah.
is not actually real.
Yeah, and it reminds me of, I think, what you said before we started recording, which was like, or maybe it was after, but you said like people with $20 million, when you ask them if they have enough, say like, no, they need 20% more, because those are people that have subscribed to, and I think that is, I mean, this whole series you're doing is around money, and I think that's the primary delusion of money, is that if you can just get enough, then you'll be safe and you won't have to rely on someone else. And that's not true, so you can never get enough.
It's about building um building security in ways that are not actually secure, but feel like they're under your own control.
Right.
Or you're told if you
Yeah.
try hard enough, then you'll be successful. You'll have enough money. You'll be, you know, able to do the things that you want to do if you work hard enough.
Mhm.
And then if that doesn't happen, well, you just didn't work hard enough. See, this person made it. Why can't you?
That's right. Yeah, so it's like, again, about somebody upholding that lie, like,
One way to do things.
mhm.
Oh, it worked for this person, but the circumstances where we're operating are not the same.
Yeah. And also, like, it worked for this person, and you have no idea if that person's happy. Like,
Fair.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because to me, like, if you have $20 million and you think you don't have enough, you're not happy.
Yeah. Where did you get your concept of enough or what I need?
Mhm.
And is what's actually missing the interdependence that you need to feel connected, to feel like life has meaning, because it has
Yeah.
meaning because you are actually connected.
I think that's the big irony, is we feel safe when we have good attachments to other people, and this myth of independence actually discourages finding safety there, because that makes you too reliant and too dependent, that you need to find all your safety just within yourself. But that's not human.
Like if there's a belief that the way that you find safety and success is you do it by yourself, then you get
Mhm.
isolated and then you're on your
Yeah.
own. And if you're not making it, it's your fault. So then there's shame. And so then
Mhm.
you go in more
Mhm.
and then you're hiding, not being honest with the people around you. You're carrying the weight of the fact that you're not making it on your own and you in. And then people are a lot easier to manipulate when you feel alone.
Yeah, you get self-focused, and not to be judgmental, but when you're struggling and you're ashamed, that's what happens. You're just thinking about your own struggle. You're not looking around to see who could help me, who could I help, how could we help each other. You're just you can't you can't even look at that, because that would cause you to reveal your shame to connect with somebody else.
That would make you bad.
That's right. Yeah.
So if you can't figure something out, you just, oh God, I just have to figure this out by myself instead of being curious and able to say, like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Keltie, do you know how to do this thing that I don't know how to do? Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I can help you. Why is it a commentary on my personhood if I don't have all the answers?
Yeah, that makes everybody so fragile. Like, 'cause nobody knows everything, and especially if you're supposed to like come to that knowledge independently, whatever that means. Like, you're not supposed to interact with, you're just supposed to kind of self-generate everything you need from within and then be judged when you don't know everything. Doesn't make any sense.
At all. That's why. It's one reason why I want to talk about this because okay, I'm just supposed to magically know all this stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
if I access the collective wisdom, that means that I should feel bad about that. What?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense until you want to concentrate power into a place that keeps the majority of people away from each other
Mm-hmm.
because you don't want anybody to know that you don't know what you're doing.
Right. Yes, you stop asking questions, you stop challenging the way things are, you stop like, yeah, recognizing that, ooh, like maybe you don't recognize that your problems are not individual, that they're actually systemic when you're not
Right.
talking to your neighbors about how they have the exact same problems around like affordability or, whatever the case might be, because why would you talk about that if you were supposed to have everything figured out yourself? And then if you did talk about it and you realize like this system isn't working for everyone and everyone realized that, then they want to change the system.
You would not even buy into this system. We spend so much time upholding this system of independence. But do we even really know why we're like what is it doing for me if I'm independent?
It's making everything really hard, um, and lonely, but it's also like there's this empty promise that you will get society's gold star if you can succeed independently, right? So there's sort of this, you'll get recognition or you'll get a stable job and, enough money to be comfortable, but that's kind of a false promise, but that's the way that we're taught to think to get those things.
Convinced.
Mhm.
If convinced
Yeah.
that and then well no wonder we don't call bullshit
Yeah.
because if you spend your life feeding into this way of thinking, but here you are, oh, I did all the things I was supposed to do. And here I am. I'm 40 years old and I hate it. It's not
Yes.
working for me, but I can't say that because I put my whole life and I guess I'm just missing it. So maybe I just need to try harder.
That happens. I feel like that happens to everyone. That happened to me. I definitely like hit that wall where I was like, "Wait, I've done hang on here. I did all the things that I was supposed to do and I've never been more miserable. Like what is this?" Yeah.
Will you say more about that? That that just gave me a little full body chill of like, yeah, you actually do have this experience.
Yeah, I mean, like I was an architect for 10 years, and so it's like by whatever social standards, it's like that sounds like a really successful job. And I did this all with undiagnosed ADHD. And it was really hard, and I couldn't figure out, like, I was kind of doing it all under that sort of independent thinking where it's like, I just got to try harder, man. I just got to try harder. I've just got to, like, if I can read the right productivity book, I'm going to get this together. If I can just, learn the right method or the right trick, I'm going to get this. And I just kept going with that until I really hit a wall. I'm not thriving, like mentally doing very poorly. I don't think I'm going to find, as I'm climbing whatever ladder, the stress is just getting worse and worse and worse. And I feel worse and worse and worse. And I had money, like, that was comfortable at that time, like, but I couldn't enjoy my time outside of work because I was so drained. So it's like, what is this for? It's like I can go on a vacation for a week and barely start to feel better and still not feel fully myself by the end of the vacation, only to go back and do this again.
A week behind. So
yeah, exactly. Catch up on a week's worth of work. Or I can buy myself, nice clothes or whatever, but like, who cares when I just don't feel present in my own life, when I'm just so drained. And so, yeah, so I think that I did all that believing like I'm following the steps. I'm trying to get this right. Once I get it right, I'm going to reach a place, this promised land, where I'm financially comfortable. I have a job that people respect. And if I do this long enough, surely it's going to feel easier or something. I'm going to fall into rhythm with this. But that's not really what happens. It's like you start to get comfortable in one place, and then you get more responsibility, and then you get more responsibility. And it just, like, there's like this, maybe it's a myth of arrival. Like, if you just, like, yeah, this sucks, but one day you're going to arrive somewhere that will make all that worth it. And I think I just realized that there was never going to be an arrival. It was just going to be more of this forever until maybe I retire. But then that was just too long. I thought about this. I started to come to this realization in my early 30s. And by the time I was 35, I was like, oh my God, if I am waiting for retirement, that's 30 years from now. That's my whole lifetime. Again, just doing this. That's killing me, basically. It was making me sick. Yeah, already at like 35. And then thinking about, 3 more decades was not a joke. So I don't know. Is that, yeah, does that answer your question around that?
it makes the point that you were doing everything you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
You went to school, got a good degree, got a job that sounds successful, that you worked and were climbing the ladder, and here's where the rewards are pouring in, but I don't feel rewarded. I feel exhausted.
Yeah.
And what I thought of two things while you were talking about that. One is, that's the point. The pretend point of independence is that it gives you this big sense of personal satisfaction. And when you don't sense that, it tells you you're not trying hard enough. So you drive yourself further into the ground, which is actually the point.
Oh, that's such a good point. Yeah. Like I was talking about this reward or this arrival, and you're right. It's like the reward is supposed to be like, you feel great. And meanwhile, on the path, the like quote unquote path to this reward, if you listen to your body, you'll notice you're feeling worse and worse and worse and worse. And yeah, and getting sick and struggling with mental health, and things just start falling apart. And you're like, how much further do I have to go down this road? 30 years?
Yeah. But I mean, this is what you're supposed to do. And like, this is what everybody around me is doing. And people around you are upholding the idea that, oh yeah, if we just like climb that ladder, get successful, make money, buy a house, all of the day to day, all the days that string together in that, we don't look at the quality of those days. We just feed the machine.
Oof. Yeah, that's chilling. Yeah, it's exactly it. With the promise, with the promise that the machine's gonna like give us something back, which it will never do.
Right, because the machine is not gonna love you back. Because it's not, independence is not natural.
That's right. That's right. And it's making me, just to go back to what you were saying before, it's making me think, like you were saying, I'm in this situation looking around and being like, oh, other people are doing this and they're holding it together and they're doing fine. But that's again going back to like, if we actually talked truthfully to each other, then we'd know that actually a lot of people are not doing fine. I had an experience where I had to take a burnout leave. I physically had to. I should have taken one long before, but until I physically hit a wall, I was never going to actually take that leave to care for myself, but my body forced me to. And I was so ashamed, but I eventually started talking to people, and so many people that I talked to in the same career path were like, oh, me too. And I was like, I know you. Like, I've known you for a long time. I work with you every day. I didn't know that you had also taken a burnout leave. And so I'm just like, everybody's taking burnout leaves. Is that like, and we all just don't know it, and we all feel ashamed when it's us that it happens to.
Yeah, and then picturing sitting in the Zoom meeting with everybody's faces populated on the screen and someone saying, hi, I'm back. I had to take burnout leave. And watching the cringe of like, oh God, you can't handle it? What's wrong with you? Rather than, oh God, yeah, this is crazy. Why are we
all working like this, that we have to all take burnout leaves?
I have clients who are fainting from stress during work.
That's wild.
It's incredible. And then just picking it back up with enthusiasm and like, I just got to try harder. I got to figure out how to manage my time better. And so that independence makes it so it's always your problem.
Yeah. When you said, I've just got to manage my time better, that's like a crazy one for me, because I hear that all the time from clients, from people I care about in my life. And I'm like, do you have to manage your time better, or is what's being asked of you with your finite amount of time and energy actually possible at all? You're trying to solve this puzzle that maybe it's missing a few pieces. There's no actual solution to the puzzle, but you make yourself crazy trying to solve it and like being like, oh, I just need to like, maybe if I do it this way, maybe if I wake up 5 minutes earlier, whatever, that's gonna, yeah, it totally goes back onto the individual again.
Yeah, nobody says, oh, well, look at the amount of work that everyone's doing. Is this feasible for human capacity? Is this actually possible to get done in a workday?
Yeah.
Especially if you actually like during the workday, you're just in meetings and then the actual work that
Oh,
you have to do is like, oh, the 5 hours after you get off of work
that
and
was
you're doing
my,
your work.
that was what led up to burnout for me. Like,
And people enthusiastically say yes to this because it's now completely normal.
and it's like, if they can do it and they're fine, then why shouldn't I be able to do it?
Yeah. And if you can't, then something's wrong with you, not. Has anybody taken a look at our system?
Even, I mean, just to talk about the system, even the 40-hour work week, that was designed for factories. And that was, I think, I feel like it was Henry Ford. I might be wrong about that, but it was a calculated profit loss thing where it's like, this is the number of hours where workers will start to make too many mistakes on the assembly line. So let's stop before that. But that has nothing to do with most people's jobs nowadays. Like, especially like, if it's like office work or creative work or whatever, it's like there's like you're not doing that for 8 hours a day.
No.
It's not, yeah. Anyway,
Well, and
so
along that, I think I heard or read or I don't know, maybe I made it up. I don't think so, but something about how they made the work week so that there were the weekends so that you had time off so that you would want to buy stuff,
that checks out. I believe that.
right? And so you work all week to make the money
Yeah,
that then you spend it all during the weekend and then you're beholden to your job. And
yeah.
so it's a cycle of work, spend, work, spend, work, spend.
And I think there's a lie also around that when you're talking about the personal satisfaction that's supposed to arrive, like that being able to spend stuff on the weekends is what's going to give you that. Because when I was working like that, I had a much different relationship to money where it was just like, oh, I need to buy this because I deserve it. Um, because I worked so hard for it. And now that I have a lot less money doing something I enjoy more and I'm not like depleted every day, it's like like I could spend money on some like on things, but it's not like I have to buy something that's going to make me feel good because I feel so terrible. And this is the prescription that I've been given, is to like buy nice new clothes, and then you'll feel, and that'll somehow make you feel less wretched.
Yeah, I deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do all this suffering, so I deserve to spend my money on this nice thing because that I'm going to reward myself. So the system isn't going to reward me. I'm going to reward myself.
On something that ultimately doesn't work. So you need more. You need more when it's not, you can never get enough of something that doesn't work or that almost works, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Mm.
So what would it look like if it wasn't like that? So where obviously independence is ridiculous. I think we can agree on that. What about interdependence? How would it be different, do you think, if interdependence was the system we operated in?
The word that just came to mind when you said that was like communication. Like just knowing each other better. Yeah, I don't even know all of what I mean by communication right now, but it's like more honesty, more authenticity, more like deciding things collectively. I don't know. What do you think?
Like, I'm thinking about fluctuation being like just the way that it is, so that capacity, it's not assumed that we have the same capacity every day or all day.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Even.
Yeah.
So that there's room for variance and variety. And with the communication and like being able to be direct and ask for what you need without shame, and also to receive without shame.
And to like give in a way that's like pouring from a full cup. To give what's yours to give, and not to just be giving because you think you should, or, you know, because you feel insecure in the system. Yeah.
And not performing.
That's right. Yeah.
There would be so much, if any, there wouldn't be a need for performance, because interdependence would not be based on morality. The other thing I thought of that I didn't say a little bit ago was, you know, you're getting to your reward. It's very like, oh, if you're a good person, you get to heaven.
Yep. There's definitely that underpinning to our culture.
Where you're going to get to this reward that no one can see, that no one can tell you about, because we don't know what happens after.
You just got to trust us. It's going to be worth it.
Yeah. So instead of interdependence, where your reward arrives all the time because of the connection to each other, the planet, like interbeing, existing in that space, being affected and affecting. That's the reward is not money or stuff. It's relationship.
Yeah. And it's not later, it's now.
Yes. Which is why this whole idea of Social Security for me is about, we create security socially with our connections. Those are the things that we actually can be influence and be part of and shape, that can love us back.
Yeah. Yeah. And it feels good. It feels good and right in our bodies in real time. It's not like we have to make our bodies and minds suffer in order to get it later. It just feels right the whole time.
Yes. When there's a natural disaster or a disaster of some sort in a community, the first thing that happens is everybody drops all of the shit and comes together, feeds each other, shelters each other, gives people clothing, drives them places. This is it's happening in Minneapolis right now, where people are supporting their neighbors because what we have is each other.
And it's so natural, but like it has to be taught out of us and conditioned out of us. But when our backs are really against the wall in a natural disaster, like, oop, there's human nature coming out again.
Yeah, but then you have to have and then you have to have the institution and the governmental the agencies come in and kind of get back from each other. We've got it. We're taking care of helping everybody now. Stop connecting with each other.
Mm-hmm. Because
If we stay connected, we don't uphold the system that we're in because it becomes not about money as a resource. It becomes about community as a resource, which is not dependent on the stock market.
Yeah, and when that's the resource that you value the most is community, then you can't be controlled.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you don't actually need to be.
Right, because you're in a community. Like you're you're in community, you're gonna act in ways that support the community that's so vital to you. Or like, if you are causing harm, like then it's really immediate, hey, stop doing that. Like it's kinda yeah.
The community takes care of itself
Yeah. Mhm.
and makes adaptations for accountability, not not based in shame or pathologizing people, but having the time and the patience to understand what's needed.
Mhm. And thriving together, like seeing yourselves as one unit. It's like, well, you know, we can't just be casting people out. We all need each other. How do we make this work together?
Yeah. Yes. And it wouldn't be I don't mean it as some sort of version of utopia and everything is great now. Kumbaya, everyone. Like, not that at all. But when we are interdependent, we recognize what goes into living and being in community. And then it has a lot more meaning.
Mhm.
Life has meaning. It's not disposable.
And you wouldn't have arbitrary rules like you need to be independent or whatever, because the kind of rules would emerge from like or rules would emerge from like what do we need to like thrive together? Like what do we need to succeed collectively? Like it would actually like when you say meaningful, it's like it would be like not always easy, but it would be what directly makes sense to the people involved.
Right. And it's also, it evolves. So it's not like we're like, well, this is the way we wrote it, so this
Yeah.
is the rule. Okay, and now at this time things are different. What do we
hmm
need to shift or change so that the system continues to be healthy? And that system includes the entire planet, the universe,
Yes. Yes.
all of the interbeing.
If we saw like nature as part of our community, like trees, soil, natural resources, these are all part of our community.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Animals, you know. Yeah,
Everything. Everything.
everything. Yeah.
You're working for the health of the community, which includes everything because it's all connected.
And it's not separate from yourself. You're not telling yourself you're independent and you don't need any of this stuff or these people. So you can't disregard them. You can't disregard the environment. You can't disregard your neighbors. When you abolish that myth of independence, you can't you can't unsee that actually, like, if you're harming someone in your community, you're harming yourself. If you're harming the environment, you're harming yourself.
Yes. Yes. You can't, independence is separation. Interdependence is being interwoven together, being connected.
Yeah. And you'd want
And
to take care of your community like the same way you'd take care of a garden, because if you take care of it, like it gives you so much.
right. And you
Yeah.
also give back to the garden.
Yes. Yeah.
It becomes, it's circulatory. It becomes a circulation of rather than a concentration up.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we talked about a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
Did we miss anything?
I think we got to definitely the stuff that I was thinking about before, and some new and interesting connections as well.
Yeah. This is why I'd like to do conversations like this just without, I mean, I have what you sent to me and then like a few notes, but I really like to do it just by talking and sort of sharing ideas back and forth because it's an ongoing, which is another thing that I feel like interbeing embraces is that it's ongoing, whereas independence is very pointed.
Right.
And like trying to get to a place.
Yes.
Whereas I feel like interdependence is
that's so cool.
Ongoing. There's not an outcome. There's not like, oh, here you've arrived.
That's right.
It's like we just are along together.
Yeah.
Always. Like from before me to after me and beyond.
Yeah. Generations before, generations after. Yes. That's so, I love that you made that connection. That's totally right. So it's like not only do we stop believing that we're independent, but we also, at the same time, by extension, we stop believing that there's somewhere to get to. And we see that like now is where we are.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you get to live.
Yes. Yeah. That's
today.
What it's about. Yeah. Living.
Today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not later.
Mm-hmm.
Now.
Yeah. And like doing what makes sense today will be what makes sense for tomorrow.
Naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're actually living in the time that you're in, not in the past and not in the future.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. All right, cool.
That's
Thank
a
you
cool
so
place to
much.
end. Thanks, Amy.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you so much to Keltie MacLaren for joining me and for sharing her insights on independence, interdependence, and the webs that hold us all together. You can find her at www.adhd-embraced.com. I hope this conversation leaves you thinking about the ways we're connected and how leaning into that connection can actually make life richer, less lonely, and more honest. Thanks for taking the time to listen to Rebelling. You can find resources and links from this episode in the show notes or at rebelling.me/podcast. Thanks to everyone who supports this podcast. And if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share, rate, and review. Next time, we'll continue our conversation about neurodivergent life. Until then, keep rebelling.